The God that most Christians promote is extremely evil. Do you ever think how evil God would have to be to save a murdering rapist Christian and damn a moral atheist who lived virtuously and who loved their neighbor? Christians promote a God who cares about what you believe. They don't even know that. They're just assuming that God puts so much emphasis and importance on what someone believes. I think that if there was a God, I'm an agnostic. I don't know if there's a God or not. I think my beliefs about God are irrelevant because I could be wrong either way. But if there was a God, I think God would more likely save a good atheist who lived a good moral life than save an evil Christian. Why would God care if you believed in him or not? Assuming God is a him, if there was a God. Why would God care about your beliefs? What's so important? What's so special about believing something? Isn't it more important that you lived a virtuous life and were kind and a good person? Isn't that more important? The type of God that Christianity is promoting is insane. It's an evil type of God. So we should all be agnostic in the first place and not claim to know that a God even exists. But if we're considering the possibility of a theoretical God, atheists shouldn't count themselves out. Okay, a theoretical God could be any way. A theoretical God might be fair and choose to save atheists who are good people. So atheists, you should be trying to gain the approval of a theoretical God that's going to judge you just by your actions and your behaviors, having nothing to do with whether or not you believed in God. A theoretical God might not care if you believed or not. So don't count yourself out of the running. You might possibly be rewarded just for your good deeds. So consider that. Live a life where you're doing a lot of good deeds, and that might come back to benefit you. And all you Christians who assume that God's going to reward you and count your faith as some sort of virtue and reward you because you believed in him, you shouldn't assume that. Okay? God might damn you if you're a bad person. Don't assume that God has this atonement of sins. That's a complete assumption. God might just judge everyone according to their deeds. Just saying. Don't be stupid. Don't assume that God's going to look upon you with favor because you had faith. Okay, there's nothing virtuous about faith. So that's the message, is consider that maybe a theoretical God is actually fair and just and is going to, and the atheists have just as much a chance of gaining a theoretical salvation as anyone else. That's the message. Follow the agnostic code. Because no one knows if there's a God or not, so just prepare for the worst. Don't assume anything about God. God's entirely theoretical. Don't trust any holy books, what they say about God. Don't trust what someone else says about God. Imagine for yourself what a theoretical God might be like, and live accordingly. Stack the odds in your favor if you wanted to gain eternal life. Try to gain the approval of a theoretical God. You might be judged. You might be. Or there might be no God at all. You have to always account for both possibilities. So there might be no afterlife, no gods, Nothing like that. So you have to try to live forever physically with life extension technology. Okay, research Aubrey de Grey. Life extension technology might be our only hope. That's the worst case scenario because no one knows if there's a God or not. So play it safe on both sides. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Be smart. That's it. Thank you for